I'll spend it. Give me $1 million, I'll spend it by tomorrow. I have all kinds of ideas. But we need to have people that have those talents to, to advise us and to counsel us and show us how to manage things very nicely, so that when we do get an opportunity to present these teachings, that we can do a very nice job and get the maximum value out of the resources that we have. Now that we're actually getting some resources for a change. I've been living a very simple life for many years, and I don't have a lot of big aspirations for material things. If material things come, well, that's nice. We'll use them for Krishna. But my big aspiration is to sit under a tree and chant. So I'm not really planning on doing anything else. But if we have the opportunity, yeah, we can spend millions of dollars to propagate this teaching all over the world. Not that it's really that necessary, because the internet is there, and the internet is a fine medium for spreading any kind of information to global audience. So okay, there's karma, there's food, there's work, even clothing. Let's take clothing, for example. Now, clothing in the mode of goodness is simple, light colored, like white or pastel or something like that. It's modest, traditional, like that. In the mode of passion, clothing is fashionable, expensive. It's usually, provocative or revealing. Bright primary colors or very bold designs, patterns and stuff like that. That's in the mode of passion. Clothing in the mode of ignorance, and lots of bling. Bling is in the mode of passion. In the mode of clothing in the mode of ignorance is like old, dirty, used, go to the thrift store, like that. Dark or muddy colors, like dark, brown, black, like that. What else? It doesn't fit, right? What's that? XXXL clothing. Doesn't really fit. It's like it's grungy. Everything in the mode of ignorance is like that. It's just like degraded, old, icky, like that. Music. Here's a good one. Music in the mode of goodness is like holy, sacred, beautiful, peaceful, noble. Music in the mode of passion is like, uses a lot of percussion instruments, very rhythmic. Oh yeah, in the mode of goodness, music is melodic, very melodic. Music in the mode of passion is very rhythmic and harmonic. Right? Music in the mode of ignorance is like, heavy metal or something like that. It's very angry. It's about sex life and drugs and stuff like that.
Rap?
What's that?
Rap?
Rap. Absolutely. Rap music. Generally speaking, music that only has rhythm and no melody or harmony is in the mode of ignorance. And more that has more harmony is in the mode of passion, and has more melody it's in the mode of goodness. Like Indian music, for example. Indian classical music, there's a drone, and then there's a solo instrument, and there's no chords, there's no harmony. Because in the olden days, people would hear the combination tones of the melody and the drone, and that would be enough for harmony. It's because our ears have become very insensitive, and the tunings have become degenerate and are no longer perfectly harmonic, that we don't hear all these subtle aspects of sound vibration anymore. So then we need chords, and then we need harmony. But that's just because of our insensitivity. It's not because they're not there in in Vedic music. So I think of things in the mode of goodness as being natural and ordinary and right and true. That's the way people should be. That's what we should be aiming for. A culture in the mode of goodness, for example, is a culture that cares for people. Where no one is neglected, where no one is homeless, where nobody is suffering, where everyone is cared for properly by people with resources or by the state. That's a culture in the mode of goodness. And culture in the mode of passion means based on competition, envy. Whoever can get the most first wins. That's a culture based in the mode of passion. A culture based on the mode of ignorance is like animal life. Everybody's just living according to their sensory desires. There's no principles, there's no laws, no right or wrong. Everybody's out for themselves. Life has no meaning, that kind of culture. Like people in the mode of ignorance think there is no meaning to life. Like the existentialists or the Buddhists or something. It's just emptiness, voidness, like that. But people in the mode of passion think, oh, life is about enjoyment, and you got to go for it with all the gusto you can, right? This is the mood of people in the mode of passion. The mode of goodness, people think, well, I have my duty to perform according to the service that I have to do for God, and I'm using my best knowledge, my best skill, to perform that. They're driven by a sense of duty, by a sense of what's right, rather than by their own advantage. And even the great souls in the olden days, if there was an opportunity to sacrifice for the sake of higher duty, they would do it without hesitation, without question. So that's the mode of goodness, where a person gives their time and energy to some noble cause. Giving itself is in the mode of goodness. So I hope, let's see, you have any questions on this? What's that? Any questions, guys? Everything's clear? Three modes of nature? No? Okay. Any questions? Okay.
Do you have a chart of that on your website?
Oh yeah, I have a whole very detailed chart of this. Again, it's in the astrology course. It's called Laws of Karma. This is a big piece of work, huh?
Yeah.
You thought I was just going to draw some charts, some astrology charts, huh? Well, we'll get to that. What a beautiful day. Nice and warm.
Let me go walk over to the park.
Yeah. Nice spring coming.
So how are you doing?
I'm doing great.
Are you enjoying yourself?
Yeah, I'm having a blast, and the guys online here are just...
Are having a great time?
Yeah, they're jamming.
So I guess I'm understanding that basically you start from a very, very baseline of understanding to share with everyone, right?
Yeah.
And then you kind of grow from there. Because I was like, it was like flipping switches for me. I'm like, it wasn't in line with my own personal inner understanding, the way that it was being explained from that very baseline.
What was?
Well, when you were saying that this isn't God, you know, when I was asking my question.
Yeah, we're starting from zero and then going up.
Right.
That way, people have by the time we get to the tough stuff, people have the background.
Right.
The real problem is the lack of a transcendental ontology. You know, if they have the background, then we can talk about things in a balanced way. People get it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, the
But you have
problem
to kind of
is-
figure that out. I mean, how would you figure? You have to kind of, you know, figure out how to do that. Like where people are at
That's
to
been
be
my
able
challenge.
to. Because you know, like for people that have a basic understanding, that could be a turnoff. You know, they could be like, well, what? You know.
Well, because they've heard something different, and they're conditioned to hearing that. They
Or
don't
that's
really
what their understanding is, but their understanding is somewhere along your way